Hello, and welcome to KDAB News, the monthly update for professionals working with Qt, C++, and 3D technologies. I'm Oral Brock, and in this edition we have KDE Plasma 6 release, interview with Nicolas Feller, tip of the month, and announcements. A few weeks ago, KDE announced what they call a mega release, KDE Plasma 6. This is the first major version after 10 years, alongside the new versions of KDE Frameworks and Gear. So what is KDE Plasma, you may ask? Well, KDE Plasma is a modern, feature-rich desktop environment for Linux-based operating systems. One of the main parts of the new release was the port to Qt 6 and to Wayland. Let's have a look behind the scenes at the work that went into it. Nicolas Feller, one of the main developers of the project, will tell us a bit about it today. Hello, Nicolas.
Hello.
This sounds like a non-trivial and very large task. How did you approach it, and what were your goals?
We started approaching this back in 2019 when Qt 6 wasn't even released yet, but we were still planning ahead at this point. One of the goals that we had is making this transition as easy and smooth as possible for everyone involved, because we didn't want this to disrupt the community. We didn't want to stop feature development for a couple of years, because this would have driven away our contributors. And so we wanted to execute this transition while still maintaining and releasing and developing our software. And then we wanted to also simplify a bit our own internal APIs, drop some old ballast, and align them better with what upstream Qt provides, so you can benefit from the shared maintenance there. And for quite a while, we were building our software against both Qt 5 and Qt 6 at the time, and we really tried to minimize the time frame we had where we are exclusively on Qt 6 but haven't released our software yet, to keep that sort of transitional period as minimal as possible.
Yeah, that's a great idea. With that preparation in mind, when updating from Qt 5 to Qt 6, did you run into any obstacles?
Some, but not that many. One thing that happened sometimes is Qt deprecated and removed some API that they considered not relevant anymore, but we had actually a use case for it, like, for example, support for some text codecs that are not that widely used, but still used by some people in some use cases. And sometimes we had to find different solutions. Sometimes we could address the problem in upstream Qt by introducing proper replacement APIs. And sometimes it just took a while to port everything, because KDE has a lot of code, about 15 million lines of mostly C++ and QML code in total. And even if porting a single thing is easy enough to do, if it happens a lot, then you still have a lot of work to do.
That's quite the code base. With Plasma 6, you are also using Wayland by default. So what does that mean for you, and what kind of challenges did that introduce?
So Wayland is a central piece of a modern Linux systems graphics stack, which means we can not only drop some old X11 introduced ballast there, but also introduce some new features that just didn't were possible to achieve with X11 before. And means we are ready for the future that the Linux desktop is taking, and we can work on some very exciting things. A challenge we have there is that Wayland is still an evolving thing, and we had to take an active role in evolving Wayland to our needs, and also evolving Qt Wayland by fixing bugs and adding new features there. And at this point, KDE is the main driving force behind Wayland support in Qt, and most of the maintenance that the Qt Wayland client module receives comes directly from KDE.
Nice little helping hand there. Can you recommend anything to developers who are facing comparable tasks?
My recommendation would be to do one thing at a time. So before you start, it's a good time to invest in things like reducing your technical debt and porting away from deprecated things and improving your test coverage, because that's all things you can do even before you make the jump to Qt 6. And it very well pays off to do them beforehand so that you have a clean slate, and then you can do the fairly small but still existent jump from 5 to 6. It may be a good idea to, like us, keep building for Qt 5 and Qt 6 so you can easily compare and test changes between them, but it very much depends on your specific project. But in general, yeah, I very much recommend to keep one step at a time and don't try to do too many things at once.
That's great advice. Thank you, Nicholas.
Thanks for having me.
If you want to learn more about the Plasma 6 release or KDE in general, we've linked all the information below the video for you. Let's set the scene. You're working on C++ projects on Windows. These need to be built with multiple Visual Studio C++ compiler versions, and you need some way to manage installations of all these build environments. Either you have multiple IDEs installed, or you know about build tools and maybe keep only the latest full Visual Studio IDE plus older build tools. Well, it turns out that you can have just the latest IDE, but with multiple tool chains installed for older compiler targets. You won't even need the build tools. In his latest blog, my colleague Miłosz Koszelbuki explains how to use these tool chains. You can check it out below. April 9th till the 11th will be Embedded World in Nuremberg, Germany. You'll be able to get up to date about the latest embedded trends, look for new suppliers, or meet existing partners. As with every year, KDAB will show some exciting embedded demos, and you can meet our experts at our booth in Hall 4. Follow the link below to find out more about the demos we'll have on display. April 15th till the 20th has the ACCU conference in Bristol, UK. The first 2 days are dedicated to their workshop on site. However, the remaining 4 days of the conference are hybrid. The conference schedule has been released, so if this is in your agenda, check it out, and also check out the ticket options via the link below. May 28th till the 30th will have the Oxidonics conference in Berlin, Germany. The conference is for industrial Rust users who should mark this on their calendars. The call for proposals is open a little while longer until 24th of March. Follow the link below for more information and tickets, which should go on sale soon. CodeBrowser.dev, originally an online browser for popular open source C and C++ libraries, has been extended to libraries written in Rust and Dart. You can now browse the source code of Rust, Flutter, and Slint on the web with proper semantic highlighting and tooltips. Check it out on codebrowser.dev. And last but not least, there have been a few additions to the training schedule on training.kdab.com. If you are looking to improve your programming skills in modern C++, Qt, QML, performance optimization, or if you want to get started on Rust, check out the current courses. And if your desired topic isn't available right now, register your interest so we can inform you as soon as it is offered. Thank you for watching. Stay safe and feel free to share any feedback or questions below the video. I'll see you next time.